Good morning. It is our final port day. Is that right? It's our last port day? That's kind of sad. We're back at Lookout Cay today, and it's really early. It's just now 7:07. Mom and I have been up about an hour. We came up to deck 9. We're sitting outside Cove Cafe and we're drinking some coffees and reading some, I'm reading a book, she's reading some medical journals. She likes to hoard these before a trip, and then she'll bring them all on the trip and then discard them as she reads them so she doesn't have to take them home. She's having a vanilla latte and I'm having a pumpkin latte because I asked him, can you make one? And he said yes. So I had one and it's really good. But the ship is back at Lookout Cay today, and I think we are able to get off the ship around, or we're supposed to be able to get off the ship around 8:30. So just about an hour and a half we will be heading off the ship. We've got a little bit of a different plan today, so I don't think we're gonna sit on the beach and hang out on the beach today. I think we want to get off the ship and go as far out to like Serenity Bay as we can and then walk our way back. And then, you know, of course we'll have to take the tram. But we didn't really explore the island the last time. We were just kind of getting into the vacation mode of things. Today we want to actually see the island because I don't know that we'll be back for a while. We don't have a cruise booked, and you know, this is something, it's brand new and we've been watching this stuff on YouTube about it, and so it would be kind of cool to be able to say, oh, I remember where that was, or yeah, like see how things change over the next year or however long until we come back. So I think it will be really neat to actually go out, explore the island. So we're going to take you guys along with us for that. I know our first day at Lookout Cay, we weren't there very long. It was very hot. But we're going to take it easy today, but we are going to go all the way out. It's a longer day in port today. So we're supposed to be able to get off around 8:30, and then all aboard is 4:45. So we've got a little bit of a longer port day today. So I think that'll be kind of cool. It is 8:58 a.m. and people have been getting off the ship, and I've been a little bit confused, I'm not gonna lie. Look how blue that water is. I don't even know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but it's so pretty. But I've been a little bit confused because Mom and I were sitting at Cove Cafe looking out this way, and the ship hasn't moved in a long time. But I remember just 2 days ago we were here and we were able to see the island from the Quiet Cove, and we're staying, or our room is on the port side of the ship, and so is Cove Cafe, so I thought we'll be able to see the island. And apparently the ship is ported on, or docked on the other side today, so we get a beautiful ocean view from our stateroom today, which I'm not complaining about. It's just worth noting that, you know, the island or the ship can dock on either side, so it's slightly different today than it was just a couple days ago. But we are preparing to get off the ship. Just the three of us. Emma's gonna stay on board today, and we're getting a little gift together. We're getting a little gift together for our stateroom host.
Anybody else want a Reese's before we leave?
Not for me.
Okay.
But we brought some candy on board. We've got some bit of honey. We did ask. He's not allergic to peanut butter, so we're giving him some Reese's peanut butter cups, a blow pop, and some hand sanitizer that you can drink. Alright, we just got off the ship. I'm starting my outdoor walk timer. We're coming from the other end of the pier. Last time we got off over there, so we'll see what this is like. just about 14 minutes. We did not have to wait on a tram to come. It was loading as we approached. So to here, 0.62 miles, 14 minutes. They're still loading the tram. All right, it is voiceover time. I don't know if you could tell on the walk, on the pier walk, but it was a very, very, very windy day at Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. So basically none of the audio from all of our clips at the beach are recoverable. So you're gonna have to deal with a voiceover. I've tried to put a little bit of a funky tune down behind me so you don't have to listen to me the whole time, but I am gonna kind of talk you through some of the highlights. There's another glimpse of the trees. Very, very windy day. So we're on the tram here. You do have to take the tram from like the area, because so you walk the pier from the ship to the shore, but that's not the beach that you hang out at all day. That's not where the food is. You do have to take the tram to the beach, to the shopping, and you cannot walk this. I don't know why the tram stopped there. I think one of the doors to the tram had, like opened somehow. The tram ride is, I guess you could call it scenic. I think it's very dusty. I think once the vegetation grows and matures a little bit, you can see where they're trying to grow some grass, it'll be less dusty. And on this particular day, it was just really very windy. So, it's about an 8-minute tram ride. They do have some audio that you get to listen to. It's a little sand crab and I think a little lizard are the characters you get to listen to, and they tell you a little bit about the island and a little bit about what they eat. For me personally, there's a little bit too much discussion about rotting fruit for my taste, but it's I think it would be entertaining for kids. So here is the area as you're arriving at the Goombay tram stop, which is where the beach is. You can see the vegetation here just needs to grow up a bunch. There's not a whole lot of shade on this island yet. Once these trees grow up, there will be more shade. It will be a more comfortable experience. But right now, it's so new. It's brand new. And, these plants are just really small and they just need some time to grow up. And that's okay. You can see here there are strollers to pick up. You can also pick up wagons if you need to. What we're looking at here, that building straight ahead, is called Disney Tings, and that is the merchandise shop, the Disney merchandise shop on the island. Directly behind it is the Bahamian merchandise shop, and that one is called Treasures of Eleuthera. And then directly ahead of us, it looks really dark for whatever reason, but that is the little Mickey Mouse, what do they call that? Junkanoo style Mickey Mouse ears. And it's a great photo opportunity. They did have a Disney photographer there to take pictures. So our goal today was to walk basically the entire beach. So what we decided to do, because we had been there a couple of days before this, we were fortunate enough to get to go twice on this cruise to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. The first day, our very first experience, was a shorter port day, and it was very overwhelming. We didn't know what we were going to experience. So the second day, after we had kind of dipped our toe in on the previous 2 days before, the second day we were like, I think I want to go all the way out to Serenity Bay, which is as far as you can go in the Disney area of this island, and then we wanted to walk the whole beach and just see everything that we could see. The tram stop that we got dropped off at is very central. So you could, when you get off the tram, you could go right to, I think it's called Scuttle's Cove. There's more Family Beach that way. There's a True Barbecue to the right of the tram stop. We ended up going left, and so we're going left right now, and we're gonna walk all the way to Serenity Bay, which is farther to the left. So we're gonna walk all the way out to Serenity Bay first. And it was so windy, but it was really beautiful day. There was not a lot of shade. I think we all got a little bit of a worse sunburn today. You can see my mom's wearing her rash guard and a hat. I do recommend wearing sun protection, especially on a sunny day. even cloudy day, you know, the sunlight does reflect off of the ocean, and it can get you. And we all experienced sunburns on this cruise. The sun is brutal, and there's not a lot of break from it. What we're looking at now is True 2 barbecue, and straight ahead with the very pointy roof is one of the restroom pavilions. They have a bunch of these on the island. Each restroom pavilion has a family restroom, a men's restroom, and a women's restroom, and then it's shaped kind of oblong, kind of shaped like an American football. And on the long sides of the buildings, they have showers and foot washes. We're gonna walk up to one now, but it looks like 3 showers and foot washes on each side of the building, so there's 6 total. The buildings themselves are beautiful. The little artwork on the awnings are, you know, very pretty. The tile work was very pretty. The chairs and umbrellas on the beach are exactly the same as at Castaway Cay. The boardwalks are nice because you can walk around. You're at the beach, but you're not walking in the sand. You can walk, you know, to basically the ocean almost on the boardwalk. And it's nice because it's very accessible. The whole island is very accessible. If you need, you know, help getting from the ship to, you know, the island, they will give you a ride on a golf cart. You just have to request a ride, I think, at guest services, and they will put you on a golf cart and take you there. The tram taking you from, you know, the first area that you get off the ship at to the beach does have like accessible carts to take you to the actual like Goombay tram stop where we're at now. Here there's some stairs, but there is a ramp just to the right, and there it is right there. So if you need, you know, a ramp, they've got that. If you don't like stairs, you don't do stairs well. Coming up here, we're approaching Serenity Bay. So this sign right here says Serenity Bay, and then what we're seeing, these little buildings here, these are the cabanas. They're a little bit less private, in my opinion, than the ones on Castaway Cay, but, you know, they're a little closer together, a little bit less vegetation, a little bit less separation from, like, the public sidewalk that people walk on. But they are very pretty. I like the assorted colors. And this little cast member here was so nice. And I'm not sure if you can see them yet, but they look like little sailboat sails. We are approaching Serenity Bay Barbecue. So we're gonna go have a look. At this point in the day, they were not serving food yet. It was still pretty early in the day. The ship arrived at Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. I think we were able to get off the ship at 8:30 in the morning, and we got off pretty early. I just showed a towel pickup area and drop off. So that's something I do think they do better on this island than at Castaway Cay. There are multiple places to pick up towels, and they're very, very close to the beach. So if you get off the ship at Castaway, you know that right when you get off the ship is where you need to pick up your towels, and that's the only place you can pick them up. But at Lookout Cay, they've got lots of different places for you to pick up towels. They have them at the second tram stop when you get off at Goombay, like right before you go to the beach. And then they have several places even closer to the actual beach that, you know, you're heading to, where you can, if you need more, you can pick up more towels. This is one of the bars on the island. I think they have 3 or 4 of them. So this one is the one here at Serenity Bay. They have restrooms in the back, more showers and foot wash stations on the side of the building, and then on the side facing the ocean is the bar. There are steps down to the beach, and then they have these little walking paths, little boardwalks to help you cross the sand dunes. And then once you get over to the actual beach, on the other side of the sand dunes, they have more chairs with umbrellas. But here, you know, the shade is kind of scant. One of the things that I like about Castaway as opposed to Lighthouse Point is there are more trees where your chair is. So it just feels like, you know, that you're right there with the sun. So let's take a look at the beach, at the ocean. I won't talk over this. So that was the extent of me getting in the ocean on this particular day. Sarah ended up getting into the ocean later, but as we were standing here looking back at the watering hole bar, I saw this little sign over here to the right, and I wondered if it's what I thought it was, and turns out that yes, it absolutely is. So we, kind of walked over here, and this is the edge of Disney property here at Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. And I don't know, in the videos that I had seen on YouTube, which of course were not very many at the time, I guess I thought this was a little bit more isolated somehow, but it is right here, right at the edge of Serenity Bay. I mean, look how beautiful that water is. There's nothing on the other side of this sign, but that's the watering hole bar right there. And then these are the chairs for Serenity Bay. So it's right there. They put Serenity Bay all the way out, like right at the end of the Disney property. So what we're doing now is we're speeding up the footage, but we walked the entire beach. So we walked straight from Serenity Bay to the family beach because there's no division. To the right is one of the lighthouse pillars, those orange cones mark, where you can't put chairs because that's got to be space for the lifeguard. But, the beach doesn't have, much on it. You've got the chairs and the umbrellas that provide some shade. The beach is very, very gently sloped into the ocean, so there's not like a huge drop off. There's another lifeguard. Here you can see some of the folks had been pulling their chairs down to the beach, just like they do at Castaway Cay. The beach I thought was very, clean. Just a little bit of seaweed right there on the beach, nothing obtrusive or gross. There were some shells. The sand was very pink. As we were making this walk, and I apologize for the shaky footage, but it's about a 15-minute walk from end to end of the beach, and you can walk from end to end. But as we were walking, we noticed cast members putting down the umbrellas, even on the chairs that people were sitting in, but they were putting the umbrellas down because it was so windy. So the shaky footage, I'm kind of blaming a little bit on the wind. It was just a very, very windy day. Here you can see there's no more umbrellas like right there on the beach. Now they're kind of behind the sand dunes, and we are approaching the end of this end of the beach. So this is we've passed the culture center, we've passed the tram stop, so now we've gone all the way from end to end, basically from left to right, from Serenity Bay to Family Beach. And this sign here just says there's no lifeguard on duty. It doesn't say you can't go past this. You absolutely can. A lot of people did. We didn't. This was, the end of the line for us. But, just kind of, I won't say trudging, but walking slowly along the beach. It took us about, I think 15, 17 minutes to walk from Serenity Bay to the other end of the beach. Unlike on Castaway, there is no separation from Serenity Bay to the Family Beach. It's all the same beach. I'm just showing here, another step to get up, across the sand dunes, and then the accessible ramp to get down. So now we're up on the boardwalk, and we're the farthest left that you can go, except you can go left here, and the left-leaning boardwalk will actually take you to the nature trail. Sarah ended up doing the nature trail. I know she got some pictures. I don't know if she got any vlog footage or not. If she did, that will be in a separate video, but I ended up hanging out over here to the right at this bar, and I think it's called the Reef and Rec Bar, and we had made friends with a cast member. Her name was Maya, and she was so nice, and so we got to talk to her and her family over here. But we sat here at this bar, and we just had one drink, but we got to talk to her, and we got to look at the ocean, and the water is so beautiful. It was just really very windy. You can see the umbrellas have been put down. Yeah, so after we left the bar, Mom and I continued our little walking tour of the island. Sarah at this point had kind of split off, and she's off doing the nature trail. So walking to the right, because we have gone basically from all the way to the left, now we're all the way to the right of the beach, we're going to walk back toward the Goombay tram stop where we got off the tram. Now these three ladies right here were native Bahamians. They live on the island of Eleuthera. The island of Eleuthera is enormous. Mom made friends with a couple of them, and she was asking them because she wanted to know if they had a post office like they do in Castaway. There is no post office within reasonable distance of this area of the island. It's about an hour away, and some of these people have to commute about an hour every day that they come to work in, this area of Eleuthera. So big long island, no post office here on Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. This spotted roof up here is another one of those restroom pavilions, and to the left is Scuttle's Cove. So that's where you can drop your kids off. It's a kids club if you want to, have some adult-only time on the island. There's another glimpse at that restroom pavilion. Another look at the windy blowing trees. It really was a beautiful day. It was hot. Not quite so humid as, the couple days before that. But it was, difficult to get a break from the sun. There's another look at Scuttle's Cove. They do have some shade for the splash pad for kids to play on. And this seashell-looking covered area, that is one of the dining pavilions for the True True Barbecue, which is just over there. They were doing character meet and greets at True True at this point in the morning. So that was Mickey Mouse. And then up here, that's one of the drink stations. They were setting up the soft serve ice cream. And they had, 5 or 6 dining pavilions. They had a bunch of dining pavilions. And then that's where you get your food over there. I think Mom was really happy that she had made a friend with some of the people who live on the island. And then on this side of the True True Barbecue area, they were doing meet and greets with Chip and Dale, and that was really cool. Right here is another bar. This one's called the Watering Hole. This building here to the right is called Sensational or Sandsational Smoothies. So just like they have on Castaway Cay, you can get smoothies here. I don't think they have a little Olaf statue, but the overall theming of this island is less blatantly Disney and more honoring Bahamian culture, which is nice. So we made a left there, and what we're walking toward now, what we're looking at here, is Disney Tings and Treasures of Eleuthera. So we're going to walk to the left, and what you'll see up here is the tram stop where we began. So you can pick up bicycle rentals. Once they have the bicycles, you can rent bicycles on the island. They have like a guest services desk up here, and the little green carts have a bunch of towels on them. So this is what will greet you once you make it to the Goombay tram stop and you get off the tram. So after our island tour was completed, we walked our way back to Serenity Bay. So we had walked from the tram stop to Serenity Bay, then the beach, all the way to the far right as we wanted to go, as far as the chairs went and the boardwalks were. And then we had lunch at Serenity Bay Barbecue, and that was the end of our time on the island. This clip here just shows you how dusty it was. There was nothing wrong with my camera. It was just really very windy. And we were back on the ship, and by the time we got back to the ship, we were still kind of hungry. I wanted one of these spicy chicken sandwiches that they did not have on the island. We ended up having cheeseburgers. I think the cheeseburgers were cold, but the spicy chicken sandwiches on the ship were fantastic. My goodness, what a day it has been. I need to address one thing first, and it is this. I've got a weird rash on my eye, and yes, it hurts. And no, I don't have medicine for it yet, but I will when I get home. So now that that has been addressed, let's talk about today, because today has been a very different day than it was 2 days ago when we were at Lighthouse Point, Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. So 2 days ago, I did not have a great time. And I think part of it was like, it's a brand new experience and it was overwhelming. The ship got here, I want to say late. It wasn't late, it was just a later port arrival time than today and yesterday. So 2 days ago, first experience was not stellar. Some of the things that I had watched in YouTube videos coming up to this cruise, and of course it's brand new, so there was not a whole lot of media available to us. But the things that were concerning, the pier walk and the flies. The pier walk is half a mile, and under like a clear day at hot sun, it is a lot, but there are golf carts that will take you back and forth. I did talk to somebody who requested a ride from like the ship to shore. Getting back to the ship seems pretty easy. You just like wave somebody down and say, hey, can I get a ride? And they will, I think, generally just give you a ride. Getting from ship to shore, you have to go to guest services, tell them you're requesting a ride, and then I believe they said they met in Keys. They gave them like an arrival or like a meeting place before they took them down and put them on the golf cart to take them to the island. We didn't do that. I'm giving this to you, it's like third party, so I don't know, but that's what they told me. I had a much better experience today. So it was really windy. I don't know. I think the whole day on the island is just going to be completely voiceover. Mom was not impressed with the food. We had cheeseburgers because they didn't have the spicy chicken sandwiches on the island. And I'm disappointed in that, but they did have them on the ship when we got here. But our cheeseburgers were cold. And we ate at Serenity Bay Barbecue today. And like they had mahi-mahi, and I mean, it's not for me, but it is available if that's for you. But the selection seemed less at Serenity Bay. And just something that I'm going to say might be unpopular, Serenity Bay on Lookout Cay, the Lighthouse Point, seems small to me. Like the beach seemed really small. They only had like a handful of cabanas. Not that I'm ever going to use one of those because I can't afford it. But the beach just seemed like a small portion of the beach. And, you know, I don't know. It seemed small. Not that that's a problem, because the family beach was bigger. Well, than Serenity Bay, so it was relative. But I just wanted to say I had a much better day today exploring the island. I got a little bit of a better fit or feel for like how this fits into Disney Cruise Line. You know, the things that they're trying to do. I liked it. I'm not excited to come back like immediately because it does need some work. It's not done. But I understand what they're trying to do. And so I don't hate it. I think in a few years when it's grown up and the plants have matured a little, and when the construction's finally done, I think it's going to be really beautiful. The water cannot be beat in color. It is so stunning. But I personally really, really miss like the protected cove of the family beach at Castaway Cay. So today in particular was very windy. I'm looking out the porthole right now at a lot of whitecaps, and it's been that way all day. So it's been really, really rough and windy. I did not get in the water today. Sarah got in the water today on the island, and she said it was really rough. So I mean, if you're a parent, it all depends on your comfort level. They have a splash pad. There are pools on the ship. So I mean, it depends on your comfort level as a parent with like little kids, or your comfort with yourself and your skill level with swimming in the open ocean. I feel comfortable doing that. I just didn't want to have to fight the waves because I was already fighting the wind. So anyway, now that that's done, let's talk about what we did when we got on the ship. We came up to the room. I dropped off a couple of things, went straight up to the pool, and I finished the first Percy Jackson book, which is what I've been reading. So I'm ready to start the second one, which is Sea of Monsters. I've never read the series before, and I'm a little bit ashamed of that, but that's okay. So I got in the pool, I took a shower, clearly. It is currently 4:35 p.m. and it just feels like a longer day because we started the day earlier because the ship got to port at 8:30. So we started the day earlier, which is nice, and I think our fan finally died because it's been trying to dry our clothes. But yeah, I think we're ready to start our evening. I think we're just gonna hang out and read. Sarah's gonna go draw Groot. I'm gonna start my book. Emma's drinking tea in Cove Cafe, so I think I'm gonna head up there with her. But I just want to say hello. I know it was a lot of voiceover, probably a lot of music overlay, probably. I don't know because I haven't edited it yet, but I know it was very windy today and I don't expect to be able to recover any of the audio today. I do have a dead cat on my mic, but it was really windy. So, yeah, I did enjoy myself more on the island today than I did 2 days ago, and I did have a better time today than I thought that I would coming into this. So I think giving it a second chance, especially on the same sailing, and coming from Castaway yesterday, so I'm a little bit nostalgic about Castaway because I've been there so many times and I've been sailing for so many years, but I'm trying to be open-minded about this, and so I think it's going to be really good once the plants grow up a little bit, once it's just a little bit more complete, a little bit more mature. So anyway, I've got my key. I have my book and my phone, so I'm ready to go. I'm done talking to you for now, and I will show you what we get up to later. Mom and Em and I are sitting here in the Cove Cafe, and the entrance is this door right here, that bright space. That's the door. We've had a bunch of people sitting over here order espresso martinis.
Like 6 of them.
Yeah, lots of them. And this is the menu, and I showed this before, I think a couple days ago. We just ordered the Mocha Experience, which does have alcohol in it. We're going to show you that when it gets here, but we're excited for it. And I just want to reiterate, you can order, I want to say anything. I mean, they can make all kinds of different lattes. This morning I asked for a pumpkin latte. That is not on the menu. But they can make a lot more things than are just on this menu. This is a really, you know, limited menu. They have so much more than just this. So if you're wondering, just ask, you know? Maybe they can, and worst case scenario, they say no.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. That's the one we're looking for. Very pretty.
So Mom and I are leaving Emma in the Cove Cafe. We're gonna head down to the shops because I've been doing a merchandise tour. We did we did Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point today. We did Castaway yesterday. So we're gonna do On Board right now because Tangled the Musical is happening in the theater right now. And I want to do it when there's fewer people. We have made our way to Soul Cat Lounge for our traditional pre-dinner drink, and I've got a dirty vodka martini. Emma has a pistachio latte. Mom has a vodka gimlet, and Sarah has a double Old Forester on the rocks. We were headed into Animator's Palate for dinner, and we saw this out the door, and it's just so pretty. So we were all like, ooh, let's go take a picture. So we came out to get a picture because it's just too darn pretty. But it is dinner time, so I think it's time for us to go inside and eat dinner at Animator's Palate for the one and only time on this 5-night cruise. Hello. We've made it into Animator's Palate, and we've actually already ordered. We don't even have the menus anymore, and they have our favorite bread. We've already eaten all that already. But I think tonight, since we're not drawing, I think we have the like animation come to life show. So it kind of feels like they're almost in a hurry to take our order, don't you think?
Yeah.
And I think that's just because they have the show that comes in the dining room tonight. So it kind of feels like maybe not rushed, but it does feel like there's just a little bit of like, hey, urgency. Yeah, I think is the word I'm thinking of. Appetizers are here. I got the sliced Serrano ham with manchego cheese. Sarah got the sliced Serrano ham with manchego cheese. And Mom got the sliced Serrano ham with manchego cheese. And Emma got the baked potato soup.
Looks very good.
Up next is the chicken and walnut salad. It looks like it has some apple chunks and some cranberries. And they offered to bring a cranberry dressing, but we're gonna do olive oil and vinegar because Mom and I are retaining water in our knees and our small joints, like our fingers. So we're gonna have some vinegar, and I think that will help us to feel better. Entrees are arriving, obviously. I got the penne bolognese, and he gave me some cheese, and they're trying to speak for me, telling him that I want all of the cheese, and they're not wrong, but that would be, you know, very selfish of me to claim all of the cheese. I guess Sarah wasn't very hungry. Is that true?
Yeah, Sarah's not getting it.
Sarah's gonna starve. She had a salad.
And a soup.
I'm kidding.
And a ham.
Her entree's coming. And here it is. Hey. So is that the beef?
Yes.
Okay, so Sarah got the beef. Emma got the chicken. Mom and Emma are splitting the shrimp salad. And Mom got the ahi tuna. So they have been animating all of the screens around the restaurant. So you can see this one back here and that one back there are starting to change color. So they've been sketching, and then sometimes the sketches come to life, and now they're adding color to the animations.
And the ceiling's got color.
Yeah, so we know the show is going to begin soon.
Looking out the window for 18 years, dreaming about what it might feel like when those lights rise in the sky.
What they can't do these days.
Our wonderful show that never makes Auburn cry. Dessert is here. It was actually delivered just before the show started, so I have the cookies and cream sundae. So this is the lemon icebox pie. That is the warm sticky date pudding over there. Another cookies and cream sundae. Another lemon icebox pie and the cheesecake. Yes. Well, folks, it is late. 10:18. It's late for us. We are tired. We are slap happy. We had a great dinner. We got to talk to, what's his name? Artha? Artha. Spelled like Artha. A-R-T-H-A, but he's from Indonesia. He's our server in the dining room. And we had dinner at Animator's Palate tonight. Dinner was good, but the show always makes me cry because it's like the animation show. And Sorcerer Mickey comes out, and it's just so sweet. Mom watched me shed tears.
That was all I could do to keep from crying.
I was using my napkin to like dab my tears because I was just like, this is so sweet.
Have the uncanny ability to compile the most emotionally intense and formative moments from their movies into one video that just makes you feel all the feels.
Something about boiling down all of the Disney movies down to the formula. So you have the hero and you introduce the hero, you get to know the hero makes a mistake or they fail, and then they learn from that mistake, something tragic happens, the villain looks like they're gonna win, and then the hero comes out on top in the end. I don't know, it's just really...
And the music builds.
Oh, that's what it is, it's the music.
Intense.
The whole score is just so magical.
It is. And the moment that makes me cry is the moment of hope.
Yeah.
Where everything is dark and it feels like you're never gonna
The music
feel it
dies
again.
and it's silent, and then suddenly
The moment of hope hits, and that always kills me. It's so good.
I also just love Sorcerer Mickey.
yeah.
Oh,
I
And-
wanted to get up, jump over the table, and go hug him.
Is there even a meet and greet for Sorcerer Mickey like anywhere?
Not anymore.
I mean, I feel like
Maybe
they're.
I don't even know in the park anymore.
I don't.
Well,
Yeah.
They pulled Sorcerer Mickey's hat out of Epcot years ago.
Hollywood
But
Studios.
he's-
Hollywood,
Well, it used to
you're
be MGM, whatever.
But he's still involved. They still have him in Fantasmic.
Yeah.
But I
Fantastic.
don't know of any
Meet and greets.
scheduled meet and greets.
But it's nice to get to see that classic version of Mickey Mouse.
So nice.
Because there's so many versions of Mickey Mouse. But getting to see Sorcerer Mickey, who is not, the one that started it all, but he's been around for a long time, and
He's a pillar.
right, yeah. So I love that show so much, and you don't get that on the big ships. You don't get Sorcerer Mickey coming out. I'm just saying, it's really nice to get to see Sorcerer Mickey,
Oh, yeah.
and it was really nice because this is not a sold out cruise. There's no way it's sold out because there's so many empty tables at dinner. But it was nice and quiet and very calm, and I feel like the staff feels relaxed. We talked about a sense of urgency at dinner, and I think a lot of that is because of the show. They're trying to get everybody their food, so they're not delivering things during the show. And I appreciate that because they're trying not to disrupt that because it is a feature, and that is really cool.
And all during dinner, you're watching the screens.
Yeah, you get to watch the characters be drawn, and it's kind of like a game. You get to look at the screens all around the restaurant, which you can see on the small ship. You can see the screens all around the restaurant, and you can say, I think that's Jiminy Cricket. That one over there is Stitch because I can tell because of the ears, and it's a fun interactive activity for the family, but it's not obtrusive, and it's quiet. But I really enjoyed that. Oh, yeah. Sarah went to go see Tangled, and we did not. We missed the show. What did you think?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was very impressed. Obviously, it's a very good quality cast. Obviously, there were things that they have to condense or change because of just the limitations of what they're working with.
Yeah.
So,
They're taking a 2-hour movie and cramming it into, I think, 70 minutes.
yeah. The Maximus puppetry, so cool. So impressive. Which they've got that stuff figured out between, The Lion King and doing, Olaf and Sven from Frozen.
Yeah. On one of the ships, they have, the Frozen the musical, and the puppetry for Olaf is amazing.
And so they know what they're doing for sure. It was just very fun. And, when we saw the Cinderella one, they definitely did use the theater some, in amongst the crowd, but I feel like they did more for this. Especially with the lanterns. Oh, that part was so cool.
Yes.
But no, I very much enjoyed it. I also stole your popcorn bucket so I could have a snack during the show. But I brought it back.
So, like I said before, it's late. It's later now, so I think we are going to go to bed, and we will pick you guys up tomorrow. Tomorrow is our last day on the ship. It is a day at sea. We have some activities planned. Emma's getting a haircut. Wait, you're getting a keratin treatment and a haircut at the spa. Mom and I are going to do the Art of the Theme Show tour. And is there something else?
There's a couple of different trivia things.
Yeah, Star Wars trivia.
There was a Captain America Steve Rogers appearance that I was interested to go look at.
And I feel like I saw villains trivia too.
Yes.
And I would love to do a villains trivia. I love a good Disney villain. And I love a good Disney villain Disney villain trivia. So, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll bring you along for it all tomorrow. Good night.
Bye.